so continue natin sa last topic natin, flywheels tayo. Okay, so flywheels are mechanical device designed to store rotational energy. So imagine, no, so kung meron ka pong initially, for example, sample, sasakyan. Pag start mo, pag kulang, kumbaga yung power or energy para i-drive yung ating sasakyan, kukuha siya sa tinatawag na flywheel. Same goes naman, pag umaandar ang engine at may sobra tayong energy, it will be stored to the flywheel para magamit mo siya pag kailangan. So basically, ang flywheel po para siyang mechanical battery, no? Stores and releases excess energy, kumbaga. Okay, yun po ang purpose ng flywheel natin. Okay? So this is the flywheel. So the major parts of the flywheel is the rim, the hub, and its arms, no? Parang bike lang, kumbaga. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag tinanong ka ng weight ng flywheel, isum up mo lang yung tatlo. The flywheel weight is the rim weight plus the hub plus the arm. Okay, most of the time po, magkasama ang hub and arm na binibigay. So, that is the weight of the hub and arm. Okay? So, yan po ang weight ng flywheel. Another formula is the rim. Okay? So, ang rim po, normally gawa sa certain metal. Steel, or whatsoever. Okay? So, from physics, alam natin na ang weight ay gamma, specific weight, times its corresponding volume. So, tandaan natin, ang rim natin, pwedeng dalawa, no? You have your inside diameter, you have the outside, and you have the thickness P. So, pag ang binigay ay DO/DI, ang ginagamit kong volume ay pi over 4 DO plus DO squared minus DI times the height, which is the width. P. Okay? So, parang area of the base times height nung nangyari. Pero pag ang binigay sa atin ay, pag kinat mo kasi yan dyan at in-stretch mo, magiging parallelepiped yan, ang ibibigay naman doon ay mean diameter. So, the circumference is pi d. Mean diameter po yan. Yun yung blue. Pi dm. Then, this is your width. Then, you have the thickness of the rim. Okay, ito yan. Thickness. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang volume pag ang binigay ay dm, ay length times width times height. Length is pi dm. With, then your thickness height. Ay, so nakadepende po ang volume ng rim kung ang ibibigay ay DO/DI, ito po yun, or DM. Ito ang gagamitin. Okay? Hopefully, malinaw tayo doon. Next, your rotational motion. This is from mechanics na, dynamics. Alam na nating lahat yan. Okay? This is the formula for rotational motion. Umikot. Okay? Then, the kinetic energy of the flywheel is always 1/2 mv squared. Pero ang ating kinetic energy or flywheel nagpa-fluctuate yan, kaya ang ginagamit mo 1/2 mv final squared minus v initial. Okay? Pwede rin yan in terms of weight over gravity. Then ang velocity mo ay pi dm, so pwede mong i-factor out yung pi dm naka-squared. Ang matitira doon ay angular speed. Okay? Pwede rin in terms of weight. So, marami pong formulas ang pwedeng gamitin. Depende yun sa given. Natandaan nyo lang, ang ginagamit nating final ay yung mabilis na lang. Para positive lagi, no? Mabilis ang ating 2, mabagal yung gagawin mong 1. Okay? For example, dito sa problem naman. A flywheel weighs 457 kilograms. Tandaan, ang weight at mass sa kilogram parehas lang. So, pwedeng mass. The radius is 375 mm. Required is the energy, kinetic energy. Note, the flywheel losses 3 RPS, N2 mabilis, gawin natin N2, N1 mabagal, 2.8. Then, direct sub na yan. Okay? So, tandaan, RM yung binigay. So, times mo lang na ito. Substitute mo lang. Okay? So, you have 1/2. Mass is 457 kilogram mass. 2 pi RM. Gawin natin 0.37 para meters. Naka-squared, meter squared. 3 squared minus 2.8 squared. Tandaan natin, pag gumamit ka ng pi dn, tanggal na ang revolution. Kaya, per second squared. Kilogram mass, kunin ko yung isang meter, divide ng second squared, Newton, may natirang meter, Newton meter. Okay, so now, i-type natin yan, So, 1/2 po is 0.5. No? Sorry. 0.5 times 457 times the 2 pi. 2 pi times, ginawa nating point to, no? Para maging metro. At may ito dyan, kasi yan ay radius, no? Para maging diameter. Okay, naka-squared lahat yan times 3 squared minus 2.8 squared. Okay? Oh, sorry. then equals mo lang 1471.5. Okay, Newton meter. Okay, so yan po ang ating kinetic energy ng flywheel. Okay? Sige. Next. Yan, may tinatawag po tayong coefficient of fluctuation. Kasi nga, as I've said, ang flywheel nagpa-fluctuate. Bumabagal, bumibilis, vice versa. Okay? So, CF is simply the change in velocity all over the average velocity. Kaya ganito yung formula mo. Pwede rin to in terms of angular speed. Kaya yun ay N2 minus N1 difference over average. N2 plus N1 over 2. Yan po ang tinatawag na coefficient of fluctuation. Okay? So, kunyari, sa problem na to. A cast iron having a mean diameter of 36 inches changes the speed from 300 to 280 RPM while it gives up 800 foot-pounds of energy. What is the coefficient of fluctuation? Sabi ko, difference over average, it can be in terms of angular or linear speeds, depende sa binigay. So, angular to, kaya difference, 300 minus 280 divided by the average. So, you have 300 plus 280 divided by 2. So, you have 0.6069. So, yun po ang ating coefficient of fluctuation. Okay? Mabilis lang po yan. Okay, so let's try this example. No? A flywheel is a mean diameter of 4 feet required to handle 2250 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. The flywheel has a width of 8 inches and a normal operating speed of 300 RPM. Coefficient of friction or fluctuation is to be 0.05. Find the weight of the rim, assuming the hub and the arm is equivalent to 10% of the rim. Okay? So for this certain example, meron tayo dyang CF. Okay? So mababago po ang formula if ever may CF na binigay, no? So ganito po yung mangyayari. Derive ko sa inyo. Okay, from the formula, kinetic energy is weight over 2g times v2 squared minus v1 squared. I-expand ko lang to, no? Kasi mapapansin natin, this is difference of 2 squared, so pwede yung quantity v2 plus v1 times quantity v2 minus v1. Tama? Then, i-multiply ko siya ng average velocity, our average velocity which is equal to 1, meaning to say wala akong binago sa value ng equation. Then, mapapansin natin, meron tayo ng ito ditong difference over the average velocity which is CF. And itong V2 plus V1 over 2 which is average is equal din dito. Average pa rin yan. V2 plus V1 over 2. So this is average velocity. This is average velocity. Therefore, ang kinetic energy pala, matitira weight over gravity. Meron ka dyang CF. Then meron kang dalawang average velocity. Kaya average velocity squared. Okay? Yan po yung formula if ever may binigay na coefficient of fluctuation. Okay? Sige. So, try na natin to. Okay, ito po yung formula natin. In-expand ko lang yung average velocity na pi, mean diameter, mean speed, squared. Then, sabi, ang weight ng flywheel, alam natin, rim plus hub and arm. And ang hub and arm daw, 10% ng rim, which is 0.1 ng rim. Therefore, ang weight ng flywheel, 1.1 ng rim. So, kung pipindutin mo yan sa calcu, naka-English unit naman tayo, your kinetic energy is 2,250 foot-pounds yan, is equal to weight ng rim or flywheel which is 1.1 weight ng rim na yung unknown na x, over local gravity 32.2, tama? Multiply by pi, okay? So, multiply by pi times diameter is 4 feet times angular speed should be per second. So, yung 300, i-divide ko ng 60. Ang unit na po ng nasa parenthesis ay feet per second. I-squared ko feet per second square. So, maka-cancel out na ang matitira foot-pounds. Ang lalabas na unit ng weight ng rim, which is x, is naka pounds na po, no? So, wait lang. 300 over 60. 32.2. May nalimutan ako yung CF, no? Na 0.05. Okay? So, shift, solve tayo. 333.667. 67, no? So, yun po ang weight ng rim natin. Okay? Yan po yun pag mayroon tayong CF. Okay, so applications tayo ng flywheel, no? So, ang application po ng flywheel una is sa mga punching machine. Kasi it requires a large energy, so it needs the help of a flywheel. Okay, so shearing po ang nangyayari, no? Pagbubutas, that is shearing, sabi sa strength of materials. Okay, so imagine you have a plate having a punching force F, then say the butas is bilog na lang. So alam natin, the shearing stress is force over the resisting area, which happens to be tinuro na to sa strength of materials, perimeter times the thickness of the plate lagi. Okay, kaya ang ating SU, kasi kailangan mong sirain, so it should exceed the ultimate strength of the material, is equal to force times the perimeter times thickness. In short, the punching force na kailangan mo under a shearing machine is SU times the perimeter of the hole times the thickness of the plate. Okay? So, isa pang application ng flywheels are shearing machine. Yung pangputol lang. Cutting, kumbaga. You have a shearing force pa rin. Ganun pa rin, ang mababago lang is area. SU is equal to force. Ang ating area ngayon ay yung haba times the kapal. So, ang tawag doon ay length of cut. Okay, length of cut, yung puputulin mo times the thickness of the plate. Kaya ang ating shearing force or cutting force ay SU, length of cut, times the thickness of the plate. Dalawa lang, no? A punching or a shearing machine. Okay? So again, ang energy natin to punch the shear is nasa force versus thickness. Pag makapal, mas malaking force ang kailangan, no? So direct proportion, yung area na triangle, area under this diagram, is the energy needed to punch or to force the plate. So that is 1/2 base times height. Force times the thickness of the plate. Yung force po, yan yung punching force na kinuha natin kanina. Okay? Sige. Try natin to. A punch punches a 1-inch diameter hole. So, meron tayong diameter ng hole 1 inch to a plate 3/4 inch thick. Thickness of the plate every 10 seconds. So, every 10 seconds, nagbubutas. But the actual punching takes 1 second. So, yung time po para mabutas is 1 second lang. Okay? The ultimate shearing stress of the plate is 60,000 PSI. That is the strength, ultimate. And the flywheel punch press has a mass moment of inertia na 500 inch-pound second squared. IM, mass moment. It rotates at a mean speed of 150 RPM. What is the power required to punch it? Okay? Yun ang kailangan mo. Horsepower. So, alam natin na from thermo, power is energy per unit time. And energy to punch is kinuha natin kanina, the area under force versus thickness, which is 1/2 F thickness of the plate. Punching, ang kinuha natin kanina, pinakita ko yung derivation niya, no? The force to punch is simply SU perimeter times thickness of the plate. So, pag pinagsama-sama ko itong tatlo ngayon, the power therefore is 1/2, ito na yon, SU perimeter thickness times thickness magiging thickness squared. Pinagsama ko lang po yung tatlong formulas. Direct sub na yan. Okay, so you have 60,000 PSI times perimeter ng butas ay pi d. 1 inch yan, dinivide ng 12 para maging feet. You have thickness 3/4 naka-squared, so square inch over yung 2, yun yung 1/2 dito. Then 1 second. Cancel out ang inch, foot-pounds per second. Alam natin, 1 HP is 550 foot-pounds per second. So, pag pinindot natin yan sa CalQ, pindutin natin dito sa CalQ. Okay, so pipindutin ko lang sa CalQ, no? Oh, yeah. So, that is 60,000 times pi times 1/12. Okay? Times 0.75, 3/4 squared, divided by 2. Then, malilipat na dito ang 550. So, naka-HP na po yan. No? 8.03 horsepower. So, mapapansin nyo, ang laki ng power na kailangan. Kaya, it requires a flywheel. Okay? To fully mabutas natin yan. Okay? Sige. Ganun lang po yan. So, pag shearing, ang mababago lang yung shearing force, it should be SU, length of cut times thickness of the plate. Okay? So, para sa last topic natin, meron tayong tinatawag na punching pressure. Okay? So, sa punching pressure, meron tayong empirical formula. Punching pressure is K, material constant yan, times perimeter ng butas, times thickness of the plate over 3, where P is in tons, punching pressure, K is material constant, steel 80, brass 65, perimeter should be inch, thickness should be inches then. Okay, so yan po yung ating empirical. So hindi po tayo mag-unit analysis na pag tinawag na empirical formulas. Okay? So note, pag po ang ating butas ay bilog, circular, alam natin na ang perimeter ay pi t, pi d. Ang pi ay 3.14. So approximately equal to 3 on. Kinancel out na yan sa mga libro. Kaya pag ang bilog ay butas, mas mabilis. K, dt lang tayo. K, 80 pag steel, 65 pag brass. Okay? So, sige, try natin yung mga susunod na examples. Okay, sige. So, sample tayo. Yan. What is the pressure required for punching a hole 3 inches in diameter through a 1/4 inch steel stock? So, alam natin, pag bilog ang butas, may diameter 80 dt kasi steel. Substitute mo lang, 80, diameter in inches is 3, thickness is 1/4. Pindutin lang natin sa calcu. So, 80 times 3 times 1/4 is 0.25. So, 60. 60 tons of pressure ang kailangan para mabutas yan. Yun lang po yan. Napakabilis. Okay? Next, what is the pressure required for punching 1.5 inch square hole, 1/4 inch thick steel plate? So, ito yung general formula, no? KT or K, perimeter ng hole times thickness over 3. Perimeter ng square is 4S, kaya magiging K, steel is 80. Perimeter is 4 times S in inches is 1.5. Thickness is 1/4 over 3. So, lagay ko na lang dito yan. Pindutin natin, 80 times 4 times 1.5 times 1/4 is 0.25 over 3, makukuha mo ay 40 tons. Okay? So, napakasimple po ng ating punching pressure na tinatawag. Okay? So, for our last item, gawin natin brass lang, no? So, pressure required in punching 1.5 inch by 2 inches rectangle naman in a brass. So, general formula again is K, perimeter times thickness over 3. Perimeter po ng rectangle ay twice times length plus width. Ang K ng brass is 65. Okay? So, direct sub pa rin naman to. So, you have 65 times. Okay? You have twice of 1.5 plus 2 times 1/4.25 divided by 3. So, ang makukuha mo ay 37.9. Wait lang, parang may mali akong pinindot. 1.5 plus 2, 65. Okay, so 65 po ang material constant ng brass. 37.9 tons. Okay, so that's it po. Hopefully, naintindihan natin yung discussion for today. Mag-aral lang po tayo mabuti. And again, thank you and God bless. Okay? Sige po.